Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries. This is our acting week. This is going to be tailored specifically to acting. You don't have to be an actor to enjoy this week. It's going to be plenty interesting. I've got a lot to share. In fact, I'm probably giving away the farm this week with my signature acting methods because I just got to get, I can't just half do stuff. I have to just really throw us into this, okay? So we're taking it in pieces. Yesterday was sort of groundwork about your authentic self, getting in touch with what it means, who is the authentic you, the person in the recliner with the cheese puffs all alone thinking about his argument with his girlfriend, watching TV with the sound off and deep in thought and itchy, and that's all the authentic you. It's not complicated. It's just you being you in your moment. And the fly that may be on the wall in that room when you're being authentic, that you don't even have to put any effort into, it just tumbles out. Being human and being alive just sort of tumbles out, right? That's acting. Just let life tumble out and don't be watched. So what I was saying is, when you're in that authentic moment, and then we'll move away from that because we all kind of know what I'm talking about. But that fly in that room that is watching you in your authentic moment that you experience every nanosecond, that is acting. That's winning Oscars. That moment in that recliner is winning you an Oscar because you are utterly authentic and that fly is seeing a brilliant performance. So let's just kind of go with that. Now, major doorbuster that you gotta, really throttle is owning a room. And it's a no-brainer. These things I tell you need to be effortless, okay? Don't psych yourself into anything. Don't cram anything. This is not a test. This is a fluid continuum, your career as an actor. It will ebb and flow. But what won't ebb and flow is that you are you, and that is the authentic you. You know it. You know what it tastes like, your authenticity. You've throttled it, and you've gone to Hollywood with it. You've stepped off a plane with it. You've left your apartment with it. It's there. It's never going to go away. You do not disappear. So by virtue of the fact that you are incapable of just vaporizing, you're authentic. It's there. But don't ever lie to yourself about anything, okay? We'll get into owning the room. But just real quick, don't lie to yourself. Okay? You can be in the closet. You can keep your life secret from people to a certain extent. You don't have to be, self-disclosing everything, in comprehensive honesty in order to be authentic. You're entitled to your private self, but you're not entitled to an imposter sitting there with you in your head, in your brain. Those two people have to not lie to each other, you and yourself, if that makes any sense, okay? If you believe that you can get away with stuff that's not authentic, being dishonest, not facing up to stuff, not being honest or genuine with those that you love, hiding things, operating under false pretenses, convincing yourself of things that are not really true, that are not the truth, but you're layering it and going with it and rolling with it and hoping and praying. No, you have got to be brutally honest with yourself. No one's listening. It's in here, okay? No one ever has to know. But you can't lie to yourself, okay? If you suspect that there's any area of your life that you're not being authentic about with yourself, and you're trying to convince yourself, no, it's not that, it's this. Or no, I'm not that person. I'm really not. You are. Own it, Okay? So own it. Here we go. You own that authenticity. You know it's there whether anyone likes it or not, it's there. It's there. Everyone has the potential to be brilliant. Everybody. Okay? Even you. There are no born actors. There's no born, innate talent. Whatever. You all have potential. We all have potential. And if acting is what you want to do, then okay, here we go, right? It's there. Own that effing room. That room that I'm talking about, a casting office usually, inevitably, somebody's office. No casting couches now, or I'm going to have to go round and round with somebody. But that's your room. Own it. Okay? So don't psych yourself up into anything. There is no need to psych yourself up into anything. The authenticity is there. You have the sides, the piece of the script that you've been given to read. Do what you do. We'll get to how to work a cold reading. We'll get to that. But there are fundamentals that we need to get clear here. And you need to know that you are capable of owning a room and how important it is to own that room, whether it's a room, a physical room, or the room that is your life, your career, your apartment, your point in your existence right now, pursuing, following your bliss. You need help doing that, and I want to help you do that. So, first impressions are everything, right? That's what they always say. Well, kind of, sort of, really, yeah. Because you go into a room full of powerful people, you own it because it's your 5 minutes, it's your half hour, it's your whatever. But they still are operating within this hierarchy. You're the plebeian and they're the royalty. No, it doesn't work that way, hon. Y'all wipe your ass the same way I do. Y'all put your leg into your pants one at a time, just like I do. Don't forget that, people. Not you, them. And they know it. See, that's the thing. They know you own the room. They just like to pretend that because of this hierarchical structure that you have been put into, because you have to in order to work, that they play with it. They play with you. So you know what? You don't really even have to be friendly, especially not with a group of folks on a callback. If it's a casting director that you're used to seeing, that you have a relationship with, certainly don't be unfriendly, but don't feel obliged to be friendly. You can be polite, you can be genteel, you can be, all those nice things, but you don't have to psych yourself up into believing that you have to be nice. You don't have to be nice. You have to be gentrified. Or not even. You just have to be civilized. Okay? And present well. But it's your hour. It's your time. It's your room. So know that. Those are basic things. That you don't have to cram that into your head on your way to an audition. It's already there. Okay? The blood is already there. The blood that is circulating in your body is your authenticity. No one can take that away from you short of a transfusion. And even then, you're still the same Jane, right? Okay, so you already own that room. Don't worry about it. But just don't cram. Don't psych. Put your clothes on. Grab a hold of your authentic self, your sides, the pieces of the script that you've been given in advance. We will work with that towards the end of the week on how to bust through that cold reading. But there are fundamentals here. And one of those fundamentals is being able to own a room in every way. But you can't do it, like I said, not to be redundant, but if you're lying to yourself about yourself, then you're losing authenticity, you're losing ground, and you are going to be victimized by that room. Okay? You may not love yourself very much. today, but that doesn't rob you of your authenticity. All it means is that you are authentically not loving yourself. There's no other Jane in that lobby. There's no other Jane like you in that lobby. And if you don't get that part, that's not your fault. You're just not what they were looking for. And guess what? They don't even know what the F they're looking for half the time anyway. So it's a draw, man. You walk into that room, it's ground zero. You know, the playing field is leveled. We all like to pretend, they like to pretend that everyone has some kind of upper hand over whatever scenario. No, y'all wipe your ass, y'all put your pants on. I have my authentic self. Y'all probably don't. You know, these people are not actors. They're directors. Casting directors are not actors. Yeah, and I've said this before, I don't mean to diminish your careers, casting people, you know, and I know your profession backwards and forwards. Thank you very much. Email me, we'll talk. But it is a false construct that there is any leverage that anyone has over anybody in this scenario. You're two human beings. You're there to do one job. She or he is there to do another. She's there to cast. You're there to act. And this in-between stuff, by the way, of the casting person going to the agent going to the actor, and then all of you all interpreting what you did and did not do right or wrong is shit. That is between you and yourself, essentially. Maybe a coach, maybe a best friend, maybe your partner, but please, no on the feedback. Just kind of sort of get used to let the feedback go in here and sort of out there with lots of polite acknowledgement. Okay? Because these things are going to kill you, man. This getting into your head, this psyching yourself up, this uncertainty, when it's already there. You already own the room by definition walking into it. Don't sweat it, okay? Okay, yes, it is terrifying. It can be, but it really isn't. It really shouldn't be. The only thing that makes it terrifying is this artificial construct of hierarchy. That's the only terrifying part. Not that you're not talented. It's that you are put into this completely artificial hierarchical construct of now prove yourself. Show me that you're authentic. Look, how dare they? Okay, let's just leave that aside. But how dare anyone question your authenticity? You're there, you're committed, you've been called upon, take it or leave it, right? It's a take it or leave it scenario. Don't forget that. They either take you or they leave you, and it has nothing to do with you. You're okay. You may be a work in progress, but you're authentic. You've already throttled that authenticity, dragged it into the room, knowing that it is an artificial construct that you should not be intimidated by, that the intimidating elements of this construct of this office is just faces and chairs and good furniture and nice suits and uncertainties. Has nothing to do with your authenticity, has nothing to do with your talent. Stop doubting yourself. It's already there. There's nothing to doubt. You're alive. You're committed. You're in love with the idea of doing this. And you know you can do it because you are an authentic human being that has decided to share your unique authenticity with the world. And we are the better for it. You are gracing us. We don't know Jane from Omaha. Now we do. We are being graced with experiencing Jane from Omaha. And that's you. I'm not from Omaha, but I'm Jane from Omaha. Get it? Okay. You got to own that room, guys. And it's already there for you to own. You already own it. Okay? So don't lie to yourself. Start your acting lessons at home with yourself in that recliner, exploring that authentic self. Don't psych yourself into things. Okay? You're worried about the people in the lobby? They're not you. None of them are you. And you might very well be the only Jane that they are looking for on the globe that day. And if they don't hire that Jane, that you, by the end of the day, they could be replaced as a casting director for being too slow, for not being on top of it, for not bringing in the right people. It's their problem. It's not your problem. There's always another audition, right? You're committed to this. You're in it. You're in the game. Yeah, there's agents and all kinds of logistics that you have to, pictures and resumes and agents and all of this machinations that you have to navigate in order to get what you want. That's secondary. Let's table that. I'll give you the lowdown on what you're up against, how not to ever believe that you know everything you're up against, because there's always new krakens coming out of the the caves that will blindside you. So you never know everything, okay? It's always going to be a surprise. But what's not a surprise is that there's only one Jane. That Jane's authenticity is unique unto herself. No one can take it from her. No one will ever take it from her. And she can use it when, if, how, and where she pleases. She is the actress. She has chosen to do this. It is her calling. It is her life's work. It is her passion. And it is what she is in love with. She's not in love with you, casting person. She's in love with her calling. And she is gracing you with her presence. But you, some of you, are creating this artificial construct to intimidate that is completely counterproductive and is actually, casting person, doing yourself a disservice. The good casting directors work with the actors, want them to better themselves, want them to get the part. Good casting directors want every single person in that room that walks in and out to have it. It's just a crapshoot at the end. But there's a lot of people out there that are not that nice, that are not that understanding, that you don't have the luxury of having this warm fuzziness with, to whatever degree, okay? So, they're not your enemies. They're not your enemies, but they're not your friends either. They're acquaintances, and you don't have anything to prove. They are there to examine your authenticity and see if it applies to their project. They are not there to editorialize on your talent. That is not their job. That is not the purpose of this meeting. It is not an editorialize on Jane's talent meeting. It is Jane hireable for this part? That's where it begins and ends. And it needs to begin and end in your head that way too. There is nothing personal about Hollywood. Nothing. Don't take it personally. You got one foot in the grave, man, if you start doing that, okay? Own that room. Know these things. Don't lie to yourself. Know that person in that recliner. Then you're half the battle. Then that's the half the battle. Oh, that's the authentic me? I do that 15 times a day. That's all it is? I just need to do that. I don't need to replicate it. I'm doing it. I'm breathing it right now. We're all being authentic in this very second, in this very moment. Or we're being forced out of our authenticity temporarily by artificial constructs having to do with hierarchy that are the sum total of the casting experience. And oh my God, we'll get to other stuff, agents and all these other logistics that you have to step over in order to do the work at hand. So we got to own that room, guys. And it sometimes maybe can boil down to silly things. I'm holding on to that confidence that is already there, that is already in my hands, but I'm thinking for some reason I'm not having that confidence right now because I don't know what to wear. to that audition. For example, I'm a soldier. Do I wear grubby clothes? I'm supposed to be rich. I don't have a silk blouse. F that shit, okay? Has nothing to do with authenticity or acting or anything. I fell into that trap thinking that I needed to show, I needed to indicate. Big death trap. No indicating, no, see, I'm doing this. See, I can look like this. Don't do it. I made that mistake briefly. I would go get in costume, for auditions and overthink myself to death. No. You're worried about auditions? Okay, ladies, get yourself a couple of couture jeans, not denim. Get 2 Brooks Brothers shirts, one color, one bland. Get yourself, I don't know, a cashmere sweater, and a shift dress, simple shift dress. You know what I'm saying? It's as easy as that. You don't need to stand out. In fact, don't stand out. Be the only one that is not ing, meaning be the only one in that lobby that is not trying so hard. Be the only one in that room that deliberately did not go in looking fancy because it's a fancy character and that's somehow going to help by osmosis that you're wearing a silk blouse. No. Put on the nice Brooks Brothers shirt and throw on that cashmere sweater across your shoulders and throw on a nice pair of couture jeans, and that will apply to 16 different parts. It's not Halloween. You don't need to show up trick-or-treating saying, hey, look, I'm perfect for this. See, I'm dressed the right way. My makeup is right. I think the hair is like what you want, right? No, you are not going after what they want. Stop it. Don't worry about what they want. We went into this yesterday. You can't own a room wondering, am I going to be good enough? Or am I right? Or do I look right? Or am I in the right frame of mind? You got the friggin' jeans. Oh, by the way, accessories, ladies. You want to look upscale? Wear the jeans and the shirt, but accessorize well. This is way offshoot. Fashion is accessorizing and styling. It's not clothing. Oh my God, kill me. Anyway. So that's a no-brainer. Prep for auditions, no-brainer. The look, no-brainer. Owning the room, really a no-brainer, because you already own it. We talked about that, right? This artificial construct that's intimidating, it doesn't exist. It's 4 walls, it's good furniture, it's nice suits, and it's people that wipe their ass the same way you do. What's so intimidating? You're there doing one job in one role. They're having their role, doing their job. They're not your mom. They're not your teacher. And they're certainly not your partner in bed at night saying, what did you feel when you gave that reading today? That's what matters. That's the person that knows the authentic you. Or maybe there's no partner. My partners are my cats. I talk to my cats. I work stuff out by talking to my friggin' cats. Okay, so I'm certifiable, but centers me, gets me grounded. Whatever works. If it doesn't hurt somebody or hurt you, try it, do it. If it doesn't work, try something else, okay? And then there's lots and lots of traps with teaching and being over-prepared. And a lot of that uncertainty about walking into a room is cramming too much shit in your head. You're not going to pass a test properly, right? Usually, if you just start stuffing the textbook into your head in a frenzy 20 minutes before you take the test. It needs to be embedded, not the lines, not the character, that authenticity. You need to be comfortable with it. You need to know what it feels like. You need to know and appreciate and love and relish walking into a room and splattering everybody with the singular authenticity that is you, that you are bringing to that room, that they are fortunate enough to be a part of. And then you walk out of that room and you turn it off. Believe it or not, hate to say it, guys, you go in, you own that room, as we have discussed. You do the things that we're going to talk about later in the week about how to ace a cold reading, which is not brain surgery at all. I can guarantee you want to fly here for a week from wherever you are, and we'll talk for 3 or 4 days, and I'll guarantee you a call back when you go back to Los Angeles. Just because there's some of us that know the score, and a lot of us that think they know the score, and a lot of us that pretend that they know the score. Okay? Just stop listening to everybody but me because you're there. You're already there and you don't know it. You already own the room and you don't know it. It's all there. It's all there already. It just needs polishing and grooving and whittling and observing and smoothing, but it's there. It exists. Your authenticity is there. Your potential to be an excellent actor is there. You already own rooms that you don't know that you own. You don't need to have the right wardrobe. You don't need to psych yourself up into anything. Okay? Know it. Believe it. It's there. It's waiting for you. It's possible. It's in your grasp. But you got to sweep out all of the shit that is crammed in your head, stuff that people have stuffed in your brain that you need to be consumed with, juggling 16 different methods. And I have to own the room, and I have to look right, and I have to not be too desperate, and I have to do this. But no, it cannot be that hard. If it's that hard, it's not working. There's something not, you need to regroup. It needs to be effortless. Okay? So there's where we are for today, Owning the Room, episode Own the Room. We're going to also, tomorrow through Sunday, be getting into other things. These are going to be longer shows since it's a special week, very hyper-focused on one element. And so we're going to be talking about kisses of death, like awareness of cameras and audiences. We're going to delve into some hard truths about what you're up against, nepotism and other things that go on in the industry. We're going to really hammer down on that, not lying to yourself, holding on to that authenticity, because if you're pretending anything to yourself, then you're losing ground by the nanosecond. And so those are the things that we're going to focus on this week. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be enlightening. And we've worked now through a little bit of that critical importance of grabbing yourself and owning that room and understanding what that's all about. And then, as I said, we're going to go into traps, what to know, what to be aware of, where the traps are, what to be cognizant of, what to navigate around, all kinds of things. And these will be second nature to you eventually. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. This is not brain surgery. It's a myth that this is brain surgery. We just need to cut to the bone and separate all the pieces and look at them and taste them and carefully put them back together, and you got it. You're there. You're there. So go practice owning rooms until tomorrow. And like I said, I've got it all I've got it all lined up this week. Very organized. What we're going to do, what we're going to touch on, and we are going to come out of the end of this week better actors, more enlightened people, and jazzed. I don't know, what can I say? It's going to be good. I hope you enjoyed this evening. I hope I made some sense. And I am very much looking forward to tomorrow's show. I really am. In between time, you'll get the usual stuff. Okay, love you. Bye.